Hey everyone, welcome back to Shade Review. In today's video, we are reviewing the BluBlocker Air Boss sunglasses. Now, I do want to mention that the company generously provided this pair of sunglasses available to us for free to make this video, but of course they have no editorial ability of this video. They're also not going to see the video before it is posted either. But of course, like all my videos, I'm going to try to keep this review as unbiased as I possibly can. All right, so first off, we have to talk about the BluBlocker brand. Now, the company was founded all the way back in 1986. And they were known for their infomercials that were seen on a ton of TV shows.
BluBlocker sunglasses, they're really different.
My name is Geek. I put them on as a shocker, man. I love these BluBlockers.
And a lot of people a little bit older than me remember these from their childhood. They remember them from their 20s, 30s, 40s. They just remembered all the advertisements about BluBlocker sunglasses. I, however, really did not watch a lot of TV at all growing up, and also I think I'm just a little bit too young to have seen these ads on TV, so I really was not familiar with the brand at all before the company reached out to me. All right, so for a little bit of a history about the brand, according to them, they were founded in 1986 by serial entrepreneur and marketing guru Joe Sugarman after a chance car ride with a friend who happened to be a NASA executive. After picking up Sugarman from the airport, his friend noticed that he was squinting a lot and handed him a pair of sunglasses to try. Sugarman couldn't believe what he was seeing and he had to know everything about them. The technology initially came from a jet propulsion laboratory who in the 1980s were studying harmful properties of light in space. To combat this, they developed a lens capable of absorbing, filtering, and scattering the dangerous light. The lens deployed a light filtering vision enhancing system based on unique methods they discovered while studying birds of prey. So that's kind of the backstory to the brand, and then I believe they produced their sunglasses in Chicago for quite a while after that. So now, of course, it is time to talk about the lenses. These lenses are super interesting. This exact pair of sunglasses actually does have Zeiss lenses, so the lenses are produced by Zeiss using BluBlocker's, I guess, patented technology for the lenses, and these lenses are really unlike anything I've ever looked through before. The most similar pair of sunglasses that kind of compares to these would be a classic pair of vintage Ray-Ban Bausch & Lomb Chromax lenses, but even still, these are kind of just two different categories as far as what they're doing to the light. So with a pair of BluBlocker lenses, you're completely eliminating the ultraviolet light and then also the blue light as well. So in the visible light spectrum, they're basically just going ahead and eliminating a whole nother block of light. So ultraviolet light or UV light is going to be 380 to 440 nm, and then blue waves are going to be 440 to 485. Basically, they're just taking that extra blue light chunk away and filtering all that light. So what you get is a pair of sunglasses with really, really unique properties. A lot of people actually swear by these as being a very comfortable pair of lenses to wear, and also they claim that they really make you squint less. And when I put these sunglasses on in extremely bright and harsh sunny days, they definitely do make me squint less. It's really hard to describe exactly what the lens is doing, and I'm gonna put a video right here kind of showing you what it's doing, but the best way to describe this is when you're watching a film and then the protagonist ends up in Mexico, and then you have this crazy filter, I think it's called sepia filter or something like that, over the film, and everything kind of looks like a desert and there's really not a lot of blue light. That's what looking through these looks like. It basically puts that type of filter as just like a permanent filter for your vision when you are wearing these sunglasses, and it is really, really unique. If you look at the sky, instead of blue, it's kind of more of like a white color, maybe like a white and a little bit of a yellow, orangey tint to them, but basically no blue at all. And unfortunately, that also means that when you're looking at, an in-car display, or you're looking at a phone display or something like that, you're really not going to be able to see it very well. So I would not say that these lenses enhance your contrast. They definitely enhance the contrast for some things, but also other things, they actually lower contrast. So when it comes to blue light, they're lowering the contrast between, a blue and a green, because you really can't see that blue, and it kind of shifts and kind of blends together and doesn't look quite as sharp, if that makes sense. Basically, you really just gotta get a hold of a pair of these sunglasses for yourself to really see what I'm talking about. I particularly don't really mind these. I personally love a brown, kind of like a B15 lens. That's really what my favorite lens is. I just love a good brown or HCl bronze lens from Maui Jim. That's kind of like my favorite type of lens. Because of the contrast enhancing properties, these really just take everything to another level and are really, really unique. I definitely understand why a lot of people like these. Again, when it comes to eye comfort, these are definitely very comfortable on your eye. But again, if you're looking at phone screens or anything else like that, you're probably not going to want to wearing a pair of these sunglasses. And also if you're at an outdoor mall as well, it's going to kind of play with all the different colors for the different advertisements and things like that. And these are definitely something that is very unique. These are more of like a purpose-driven pair of sunglasses where they are meant to help prevent you from squinting, and that's what they do really, really good. They're gonna be pretty good for driving because of that. Now, as far as the Airboss frame goes that I have on today's video, these actually come in two different sizes. The size that I have on today's video, which has their 58mm lenses. They also do have a smaller lens size with 55mm lenses as well, and the bridge width on both those is 14mm. Now, these do actually come with polarized lenses or non-polarized lenses. The particular pair that I got has non-polarized lenses. Now, as far as coverage from sun goes, these are gonna offer pretty decent coverage from sun. So here up top, you can see there's not a massive gap to let sunlight in unprotected. And here on the side, again, definitely not a massive gap to let sunlight in unprotected. Now, also there aren't any crazy lens coatings or anything like that on the back side of the lenses either, which is definitely disappointing, but that can really start adding up to the overall total price of a pair of sunglasses. If you add an oleophobic coating and you add a really fancy AR coating on the back side of the lenses as well, that can definitely add a lot to the price tag, where these are definitely much more simplistic and are lacking any real coatings. So because of that, it's going to be a little bit harder to clean the lenses as well. And I also want to quickly show the case that this pair of sunglasses comes with. So it looks very, very similar to just a classic Ray-Ban case. It's got the BB logo, which is kind of nice, and it's a good, you know, semi-hard shell case. It stores the sunglasses in them very easily. It does say that it is made in China on them. And these cases, again, from Ray-Ban really don't last too long. It seems basically like a Ray-Ban clone, which is definitely not a bad thing. Now, the frames themselves are actually crafted in Chicago. Next to it here in the inner right ear rest of the frames, they say BluBlocker, crafted in Chicago with international parts. And if you take a look here at the inner right ear rest of the frames, they say Airboss matte black with the core code information. It also says 1 out of 200. So they actually only made 200 pairs of this particular frame, and this is definitely one of their most high-end and expensive frames. These come in at $188 with their polarized lenses, and with their non-polarized lenses actually are pretty affordable, coming in at $186. And as far as the quality of these frames goes, these are built really, really nicely. They do have a little BluBlocker logo here stamped into the metal, and they also have fully adjustable nose rests as well, which really add to comfort. But other than that BB logo, there aren't any gaudy logos or anything like that whatsoever on the frames. Now, I happen to have a really good idea of the company that actually makes this particular pair of frames for BluBlocker, and I'm not going to mention it on video. I don't know about legal reasons, so I don't want to mess anything up, but there's a big company that makes metal eyewear similar to these, very similar to these, in Chicago, and they recently moved from a northeastern state to Chicago over the last couple years, and that's actually a really good thing. That is a really good company that's producing this pair of sunglasses for them, and the prices are really good as well, like really, really good, again, considering how expensive that company charges for their sunglasses. The price point here is really, really compelling in my opinion. This pair being a more limited pair is not what they're known for. They're known for their original aviators, and those sunglasses are very affordable. They run you from around $50 to like $70, maybe even $80 if you get polarized lenses. And they're actually quite affordable. Now, the quality on those I hear is not anything too crazy. You're paying most of the amount of money for the really interesting lens technology. So I'm going to leave a link in the description down below where you can actually buy a pair of sunglasses for around $50. And if you have an extra $50 hanging around, I would definitely buy a pair just for the uniqueness of them, especially if you ever saw those ads growing up and were interested about it. You just didn't have the money to buy a pair. You know, now, again, you can get them for around $50. So I definitely would. And just put them on, just try them, throw them in your car and just see what you think. And also leave a comment in the comment section down below letting me know what you think about them if you do own a pair. It's really hard to describe what you're seeing with this pair of sunglasses other than the fact that they are very, very unique. I do really like these, and they are very comfortable. Definitely not a lot of eye strain when you are wearing them, but for the most part, I do want something that's gonna be a little bit more true to the real world as far as the color outlook goes, but that's just my personal preference. These are definitely still really nice. But that's all I have for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give me a big thumbs up down below, and of course, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and then you'll be notified every single time I upload a brand new video, just like this one, to our YouTube channel. Again, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.